Hello. Welcome to Genuine Wrestleboys, a podcast of four friends made better friends through a love of professional wrestling. I'm Derek.
I'm Zach.
I'm not sad anymore.
I'm just tired of this place.
Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty sad.
If this quarantine would just end, I think we'd all be okay.
Fuck, that's real.
Yeah, that'd be okay.
We are. This is Matless Tuesdays. We're Matless today. It's a sad day without Matt. So
Yeah, all the positivity out the window.
Yep.
This is a negative cast.
Yeah. So you're listening to us on the Eavesdrop Podcast Network. Check out the other shows. Ease-drop.com, jizz.biz if you're nasty. Yeah.
bit.ly/suck your own. Get a book that
Mhm.
gives you a free Audible trial.
Mhm.
Get a free fucking audio book. And it's
Yep.
going to be sick, and you're going to learn stuff because what else are you going to do? You can't shake hands with Ben Franklin anymore because
Why?
you rubbed that thing off.
Oh, okay. There was a reason we weren't supposed to crank it during quarantine, and I got scared.
No. It's just that you've probably done it so much. Not you, but just the listener.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
like the one
okay.
thing you're allowed to touch is yourself.
Yeah.
So
So you're just like, well, I'm bored and it's like, 7 at night. I just ate dinner. What else am I going to do?
Yep.
I know a lot about touching myself. My name is John Cena. I'm alone a lot.
So, John, are you a dry guy?
Hold on.
Keep going. So, Cena, are you a dry guy?
I'm a John guy.
That is a joke. But lube, no lube. How does John punch the munchkin?
Well, I believe in safety and precaution, so I usually do it in the shower.
Oh, okay. So water. Okay. Adam's ale, if you will.
Good old Adam's Ale. These are my
Yep,
friends.
I don't have any thing over here that I can grab.
I can't find my
profits are
Rusev.
here.
Well, I have a worse but most impressive one.
Is that Brutus the Barber beefcake?
Yep, it's an LJN Brutus the Barber beefcake that I got for free with a Bob Seger t-shirt I ordered off Etsy once.
That is such
That rocks.
everything about that is just really throwing me off.
Yeah, I also got an Iron Sheik, but he's behind some stuff.
He's making Hulk Hogan humble somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So some wrestling stuff happened, huh?
Yeah, I'll stop playing with action figures.
Oh, that's fine. No, let's talk about some big news that happened today.
Yeah.
Allegedly, Cain Velasquez was released.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I haven't seen anything from WWE nor Cain Velasquez.
Yeah,
But
I just saw a bunch of thumbnails on the YouTubes.
yeah, exactly. I just saw all the British YouTubers. Dave Meltzer reported that Cain Velasquez has been released.
I'm up at 6 a.m. to do this news show.
And they
Most
look
of
like
us
it
are
sometimes
awful,
do.
except for Tom from Cultaholic actually seems like a good guy.
And Simon.
And yeah, Tom, Simon, Jules from What Culture actually, but he doesn't do new stuff.
Yeah. I will say Simon's the one that I always go back to. I'm like, if it's a Simon video, I'll watch it. If it's any of those other fucking losers, I'm out.
Yeah. I like Jules too, but he doesn't do as much wrestling stuff anymore. So
I don't even care if the topic is something I'd want to watch. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
And that's because WWE sucks.
Oh, and Pachiti's still fine.
Yeah, he hasn't ruined anything yet.
Yeah.
Porcini?
I can't. This is YouTube talk. I still am blown away that freaking Adam Blampied or whatever is
Fucking plumpy.
doing weekly videos now.
I know. It still fucks me up. I don't even subscribe to Wrestle Talk. but
they pop up.
they still pop up, obviously, because I watch What Culture and Cultaholic stuff. So,
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that.
yeah, it's
Well,
like
he was a creep, right?
He was just like using his position to like try to get nudes and saying he was like in an
Okay.
open relationship when he wasn't. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. One of those.
Yeah, he was very similar to Nick Robinson from Polygon, and they happened about the same time. So that was just like all the YouTube personalities I enjoyed at the time were just like
I
getting
definitely
canceled.
enjoyed him at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, because he has a great mind for wrestling. Like he booked WCPW back then, and they were one of the best indies in the world. So
yeah, and so it's one of those things where like it's been years, and he could definitely have changed as a person, but sometimes it's really hard to want to become a fan of somebody just because like become a fan again when somebody's kind of done something like that, just because you're like always have that in the back of your mind. But sometimes second chances are warranted, so I'm not gonna just say fuck them.
Yeah.
It's more so just I just have a weird like I don't know.
yeah.
But anyway,
So,
Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, allegedly released again. Haven't seen anything from like official.
Well, real quick, do you know if he's related to Christian pop superstar Jackie Velasquez?
No.
Okay. Just wondering.
You don't know, so it could be possible.
I will say though, like it sucks because like everybody gave Kane a lot of shit because they're just like, oh, what's another MMA guy? But it's like the dude really did enjoy wrestling and especially like lucha libre and stuff. So only time will tell. He'll probably end up back doing like, wrestling like for AAA or even AEW and stuff. So we'll see how everything plays out.
Or even back in WWE if
once
things clear
I
up.
could see because I could see why you wouldn't want to pay a guy probably like $3 to $5 million.
Yeah,
for nothing.
Yeah, he had to have had a giant contract.
Oh yeah, and so they're probably like, "Yo, man, we're gonna kind of cut this one, but we're gonna work together still." So anything could happen. Like I said, there's nothing official that I saw from WWE, but usually like they don't get stuff like this wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, then Gerald Briscoe was furloughed, and he was very adamant, like correcting news sites about this because everybody said he was fired. He's like, "No, I'm furloughed because I go in scout, and there's nothing to scout right now because all sports are gone, so I can't work."
So does he like Regal will go to like fucking
Wrestling.
Bola, and then so he scouts other sports.
He'll go to like the NCAA like Division I wrestling tournament. He'll go like to like they've gone to like the NFL Combine and talk to people who are like, "Hey, you're not getting drafted, bud, and you know you're not. So come wrestle."
Is he the one who found that weird football player that was in one of the Dark Side of the Ring episodes? The brawl. What was that thing called? I already forgot.
Brawl for all?
Oh, are you talking about draws?
Yeah.
I don't know if he. No, Jim Ross signed draws. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But the two of them did scout together quite a bit. So
he's gonna puke. He's gonna puke.
That's an interesting job. That sounds like fun. I want to scout.
Also, I don't think WWE will ever fire Gerald Briscoe because they don't want to get beat up collectively as a company.
Yeah.
He is apparently the literally toughest person alive, according to like everyone. Like Kurt Angle has said that he wouldn't try to like get into a fight with.
There's
with
two
Briscoe.
people that have that that reputation that are still around, Briscoe and Haku. To the point that Andre the Giant would listen to Haku.
And Haku was like booked as a big dude, which normally Andre fucking hated. He hated the other big dudes.
At the Giant Heat, him and John Studd did not like each other.
I am only big boy.
Basically.
Should we get into the wrestling that happened this week?
Let's do it to it, Lars.
All right. Let's start with NXT. First off, I guess we should speak about this. There were some allegations against the Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, some really not good allegations against Velveteen Dream.
Patrick Clark.
Sending some illicit content to underage people.
Yeah.
So
all I can say is I hope it's not true, but believe
again, right
people.
Now It's all allegedly. We don't want to be Colt Cabana over here. But also, like, you always believe victims. Like,
like what it seems like so far, like, definitely, nudes of him did get sent. He has said that his account was hacked and stuff, and that, is totally possible. There were some voice messages that sounded a lot like him that got exchanged, that make it harder to believe it wasn't him, but at the same time, just hope that someone does a good impersonation of him or whatever.
Yeah. It's at this point it's like not really worth discussing in length because I don't know. It's a weird part of it, but we should mention it while we're saying his name. Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee fought off the Undisputed Era. Oh, we're talking about NXT.
Yeah. Starting from last week. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what happened.
I only remember a few things. I actually only remember one thing from
it. Was a good episode. I watched it today, so I'm a little bit fresher. Dream and Keith Lee fought off Undisputed Era, and it's just like I'm still confused about like what the fuck is happening with the like Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Finn Balor shit right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Finn Balor was taken out. Okay, it's starting to come back.
Yeah. Finn Balor was taken out in the beginning because he was supposed to have a match against Dream.
Yeah. So then that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Probably because they didn't want either to lose. And so that's what you do when you don't want somebody to lose, is you don't have the fucking match. It's fucking weird. And when things are fake, like you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You can make it up.
We had Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. That was dope.
It was a really good match. Yeah.
I thought. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like Raquel Gonzalez is limited in the ring, but she's being used really effectively. Like using her just as the giant monster, and she's like, the heater. Like she's wrestling like that. She's doing a really good job of like sticking to what she's supposed to do. And then, like, I think Shotzi's, like, already showing that she's a star. Like, she's so good.
Shotzi's doing a really good job, especially, like, when there's no crowd there. Having that kind of charisma still is, like, really cool. So, I think she's doing a great job.
We had the interim Cruiserweight title tournament continued with Drake Maverick versus Atlas.
Yeah, Jake
Atlas. Why are... Okay.
I will say they showed the Drake Maverick promo stuff. They had him like do like another video package with it. Everything's so well done, and I even if this is like the end for him, what a fucking swan song!
Yeah,
like they're just leaning into everything. Like, you know what, we're gonna go out like with a bang. I mean, that's how you go out like hot. Like even if like you're on your back, like you're still in a storyline that people give a shit about, you know.
But also, what a swerve if he wins.
I think they're setting it up for him to be in the finals
and lose.
Yeah,
that's what I think too. But I think it's going to be like really cool. But I will say that Jake Atlas and him had a great match. He sold so well for Jake. I mean, make sure Jake looked awesome. This was the first time I thought Atlas really got a chance to shine, and like they both made the most of their minutes. They're like Drake Maverick desperately fucking. Like trying to like just punch him in the corner and do anything, trying any little thing he could to win. And then Jake Atlas just like showing that he's a great wrestler. And I fucking love his finish.
I'm literally pulling up a GIF of it right now.
It's the
not
best.
Loading, but it's so sick. Yeah, the cartwheel DDT.
Yeah, that was sick. We had.
I love the promo. Oh. I will say also I love the promo afterwards too. Because it's like real emotions, not like weird WWE emotion. Where Jake Atlas, because he's a good guy, is like, oh, like I'm excited I won, but I feel bad. It's like I'm rooting for Drake. Like I don't know what to do. It's like it's conflict. It's like real human stuff where he knows he has to win for his career and he has to do what's best for him. But at the end of the day, too, he's friends with this guy, he knows him, and like he feels bad, and like so it's just really cool all around. Oh yeah, there it is.
It's so sick. That looks so hard to do too.
In Maverick, like base work perfect. Jake Atlas nailed it. It was great.
Yeah. We also had Kushida versus Tony Nese.
It's a very good match.
Tony Nese is a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He has the charisma of a fucking old sock.
Yeah, my roommate was watching it with me, and she's like, "Who is this fucking guy? What's his whole thing?" I was like, "I don't know. I think he has abs. I think that's his thing."
It is. He counts them. I have 8. Look. And then that's it. That's all I know from Tony Nese. Like, and I've watched Tony Nese since Evolve. Like, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah. Randomly won the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania last year. Like,
that was cool.
Did nothing. Like, they could not get anything going with him.
And then they moved it to Gulak, which was so much better.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about Gulak later.
Okay.
I want to talk about the MVPs like of the no fan eras like in a bit.
Is one of them MVP?
Yes, actually, it is now.
Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher had a nice little promo.
God, this is so good.
Them
My
together.
eyes are brown.
I love it. They're steering into the skid that Matt Riddle is just a stoned fucker.
Oh, yeah. Man, this was like the most stoned promo he's had in NXT. I miss Stallion P and his blue eyes. Did I look at your blue eyes? My eyes are brown.
They picked another perfect person for him to play off of that is like respects him as like a grappler, but like you could tell would be like so fucking annoyed with him. It's like an Odd Couple like fucking show.
Yeah.
And he's different enough from Pete Dunne that like it's a new fun thing to do. And like I also love that Timothy Thatcher was just wearing a gray shirt, just a plain gray shirt, because you never see anyone in WWE not wearing at least a Performance Center shirt.
Yeah.
He was wearing like the shittiest gray shirt.
So I just like, what do you think? He's like, that's just what I'm gonna put on.
This is my shirt. This is my one shirt that I own.
At least we're a Tap Out logo? No.
It's the flip phone of t-shirts.
I wash it with my sweat.
This is gray.
This is probably the thing I have the most thoughts on. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae were eating dinner.
This promo was so fucking good. I loved it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I saw someone wrote into the Going in Raw and said basically said like it's wild that Johnny's new character is just Seth Rollins on Twitter as a person.
Yep.
And it's so good.
It was so corny, but they knew that. And that's why it was so great. Like
it worked.
It's the gif of Rainier Wolfcastle in front of the brick wall. That's the joke.
When they kept like changing the like it went to black and white and the music changed, like it just was so well done. And I think this was the first time Candice spoke in NXT and I cared. Because she's always good. She's always good. And this time
it's like it was like exactly what she was saying. She was always just the friend or just there for everybody else. And she's like, when's it my fucking turn?
And that's also the hot take. They're right.
That's what makes a great heel. Like
heels that make good points. Right.
Yeah. And it makes so much sense. And like they have like this, it's like Bret Hart in 97. They're just like have this super inflated self-worth. It's like, we're the fucking best and we've been carrying this shit. And you guys have the audacity to boo us. You're the ones that are wrong, not us.
Well, and it's like, if no one else is going to give a shit about me, I'm going to start giving a shit about me. And I like their attitudes. Like,
also, you knew that Candice was going heel when her hair changed colors. Not blonde.
I chose the shirt today in honor of her new heel hair color. This lavender shirt.
We had what I'm assuming
was... Also, Johnny's cup was in a glass case on the table.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Johnny
true.
also as like a little like full of himself heel is really funny because he's just like, I was the one that put NXT on my back and took it to new heights. I love it. I love Johnny and
Mm.
fuck like Bryson and all them that were talking shit on Johnny Gargano, but probably gonna love this because y'all are fucking Fairweather fans. You're the reason he's mean now.
Yeah, I love this more than I never not loved Johnny. I thought Johnny was great every
I
time I
will
saw him.
say, in '97, I still liked Bret Hart. I was like, everybody's being mean to Bret. He's right. He's the hero. You guys should be cheering him.
Yeah, but would you ever not like Bret Hart at that age?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't not like Bret Hart right now. Do I think he like loves putting himself over? Not, and he like buries everybody. Yeah, but I would sit there for fucking hours just listening to stories about how great he is from him. You know, I was the best wrestler for like 12 years, and Vince really rode that off on me, and then just cast me aside. Like, yep, tell me, please keep going.
Then we had El Hijo de Fantasma versus Jack Gallagher. Tattoo Man.
El Hijo del Fantasma is really good.
Yeah.
And I think they also did a good job of trying to like reintroduce this new Jack Gallagher. So if you haven't been watching 205, you kind of understand.
Yeah.
I still don't understand because it looks like he just jumped into the dumpster of old gimmicks and came out with a little bit of everything. Like,
I think he just started listening to Gallows.
like the fuck is like his ring gear didn't match. Like it was like had leopard print and bright red, and he came out with a weird different robe on, and he still has his old music. Like I'm just so confused with what's going on.
He tatted.
Pretty much
Also,
he got a tattoo.
the people comparing him to Cody are fucking idiots because at least his tattoos are well done and not on his neck.
You can at least cover that up.
Yeah. And they look well done. I know they're very basic, very traditional, but they
Very flash sheet.
They look well done. And then El Hijo de Fantasma escaped the abduction by masked men, so it's not someone picking up the cruiserweights.
I think it's all having to do with him. I think those two masked men are supposed to be Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde.
Okay.
I love that when he fought them off and like threw them back in the car. It was all in Spanish, but he was saying, "I'm from Mexico," like basically saying like, "I've been in AAA. Don't fuck with me."
So I think it's all gonna play into like this. Like I'm glad it's continuing with him because I think it's gonna end up being he's the one that's doing it because he had actually like fairly recently unmasked in Mexico, and he speaks good English.
Yeah.
So I think right now they're trying to introduce him like, oh, it's a luchador, it's this, and then like the whole storyline's gonna come out. And he's gonna unmask and talk, and it's gonna be like that. Oh shit, type thing.
Is he old?
No, he was King Cuerno in Lucha Underground though.
But wasn't he also in WWE?
No.
No. Okay, then I'm thinking of someone else. Okay.
Sin Cara?
No. I don't know.
The second Sin Cara?
Maybe I zoned out while listening to you guys talk.
Is it Kalisto?
No, I thought it was him. I thought he was a veteran for some reason.
Is it because the hair's coming out, so you think he's Grand Metalik?
No, I just thought I know
I'm
the
just
name.
off.
I thought he was like, I don't know why. Maybe it was a weird dream.
Were you thinking of like Alejo del Santo?
Yeah, no. Okay. No. I don't know. I did recently watch Coco, and El Santo makes a cartoon appearance in it.
Mm-hmm.
That movie makes me cry.
That movie's it's the best one.
It's so good.
It is. I mean that's like let's just talk about crying. Like when he's talking to his grandma at the end, I'm like,
yep, that's the part. That's the part.
Like that's my grandma.
Yeah, I love that movie. I like that it doesn't play to white audiences. Like the only reason I knew what like Tia and Tio were because of you. And when we played Space D&D.
Oh, yeah, Tio Chewy.
Yeah. Like they don't explain anything, and I think that's wonderful. It's not a movie. for white people.
That was my like one like foray into fucking like a role playing game was like Star Wars D&D, and I was was fucking Tio Chewy was my guy, and he was a fucking mechanic. I loved him. I just got
Oh,
drunk
yeah.
on Four Loko and we tried to kill Aaron.
Yep. Roll people up in carpets. It was a lot of fun.
Those good times.
Then the show ended with the Velveteen Dream and Keith Lee versus the Undisputed Era, which I think was Roddy and Adam Cole, right?
Mhm.
Yes, because Kyle is being a smart person, and they're
Yes.
doing a good job of making sure he doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
Yes. And I love
Got the
that
diabetes.
I love that like when they took out Keith Lee, and then fucking Dexter Loomis there.
Yo,
Creepy
The way
as
they edited
fucking
that shit.
hell. It was perfect. It was so creepy.
his
Because they made sure to establish that no one was in the corner, like with shots,
Yes.
but they weren't like make a big deal of it or anything. They're just like they showed the corner,
And like
and
nobody
then-
for Dream to tag
and then he was just fucking there.
with his fucking face. It's his
He-
fucking face.
yeah, he's someone though that can go downhill very fast if he doesn't make his gimmick more than that.
I think
Eventually.
this is building to something.
Well, I
I
mean,
also-
we're having
Also, there's
him.
that Stranger Things ass theme song.
I know.
I know it's
Yeah.
yeah.
There's him coming in. There's fucking. I don't know his name. Killer Cross. What's
Karrion
his
Kross.
new name?
Carrying
God,
across.
I hope he's a religious gimmick and he's gonna start carrying a cross on his back every time he goes to the ring.
There was a giant explanation for it, and I don't remember why, but he chose
like
everything.
He loves the band
Karrion
Carry On.
Carrion, if I like, is hold on. It's a word like it means like you hear a lot of like carrion birds and stuff. Those are like scavenger, like
Murder birds.
yeah, those kind of birds. So yeah,
Yeah, because people were at first were kind of like coming like trying to come after like WWE, they're a dumb name, and then it's like, oh no, he picked everything. Like he's picking what he wants to do. Like, they're
Damn.
just kind of giving him free reign.
carrion means the decaying flesh of dead animals.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
sounds like
Okay. So there's him. There's Dexter Loomis. Like they're bringing in these like legitimate scary people. I think it's like it's the new wave of NXT because they got to shake things up somehow.
yeah, it's a good way to do it. It's like they're having like the cruiserweight tournament, and they're bringing in these big new guys who also just need to get on TV. Like
Mhm.
they're just
Mhm.
trying stuff right now because like aside from like because with ratings and everything, like NXT they kind of like stay from like 600 to about like 600,000 to about 700,000, like anywhere like in those two. And
Mhm.
so they can kind of right now just try things
Yeah.
without really any repercussions.
Well, and it's also like summer booking right now too.
Kinda,
Yeah.
but at the same
What-
time, it's like they are forced in this corner where like I'm sure that they weren't gonna take like this angle with Dexter Loomis or do it this quickly. I think,
Yeah.
but he's there and like he's ready. Like he's a
Mhm.
veteran. Like he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
And so like why not just do some weird shit with him and see what sticks? Like
Mhm.
and like I love that we have this character right now. Like I guess that was a face turn this week, but at the same time, I don't believe it. I believe he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants, and like his like that character will. I hope they keep like try to keep us guessing with
Yeah.
I
Dexter
hope
Loomis
it's
for a while.
I hope it's like it stays like super cold and like emotionless.
Mhm.
Where I think that's where it's gonna
I mean,
be happy right now. Like, it'd be
it's
fit
his
in
serial
really well.
killer gimmick. He wrestles in khakis.
Okay, Jake from State Farm.
All right, let's move on to AEW. I didn't watch it this week. I'm
Didn't
sorry.
miss a
No.
lot.
I watched some of it. But I don't remember anything again.
Jobber
Um,
matches.
There was Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin in a quarterfinals match.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
good.
Who won?
Yeah, it sets up like, and it makes sense that like Darby punched Cody now because now we're gonna get Darby versus Cody,
Okay.
and this is a chance that you can either play to something new and try to get somebody over, or you play to the status quo and Cody goes over. But the big thing is Cody versus Lance Archer is what they've been building up for the finals because they're opposite sides of the brackets. Jake the Snake came in and was like, fucking was like, never turn your back on somebody you respect.
Yeah, just say I'm a big boy here, and I was a big guy back in the day, but is this big boy, but he can do things like the Undertaker did, and just trying to get right by helping out this young talent.
Yeah, exactly. So they've set that up like since before day one. So it's
God
like,
bless DDP, man. Just my best friend, Diamond Dallas Page.
bro, it's me, DDP.
Hey, Dallas.
Man,
Thanks for
bro,
letting me live in your house again.
bro, anytime, bro. You ready to do some yoga, bro?
Just trying to get right, yeah.
All right, let's get right into the pose. First pose.
Kenny Omega beat Alan Angels, which is a goddamn good jobber name.
I love the jobber name, and people were fucking freaking out still to this day about this match.
Why?
Because it went like 6 minutes and the dude kicked out of a V trigger or whatever.
Fuck? That's bad booking.
So that's what people were saying.
I guess so.
So there's half of the people who are saying it shouldn't have happened. Kenny Omega should just wipe the floor. He should have been your top star. He hasn't been billed that way, but like he should just
It's true.
kill these people. The other half are saying he still beat him in 6 minutes. He didn't kick out of his finisher, and it helps give the other guy a little bit more credibility. So when he comes on next time, it's this guy kind of can do something. And so I see both sides of it. I wouldn't have booked it that way.
Would it be better for me? This is a personal question. To view Kenny Omega as a different wrestler than who he was in Japan. Like, this is a fresh start, a new start. He's not the Kenny Omega who had 4 of the greatest matches of all time. This is like he died and then came back to life.
The issue is he still is that wrestler in AAA.
Yeah.
I believe still the top champion in AAA, right?
The mega champion or whatever.
Yeah.
I think so too, as well as like there's flashes of it. It's just like they're not going with him as the top guy, and I think that's probably a call that like they all made, trying to be like, oh, let's try to get other people over. Except Cody's like, yeah, and me. And,
like, so there's.
I don't know. Like,
sorry.
I'm in the camp of like he was like one of the reasons why everything got so popular for that. He's the reason people like were invested in All In, and then invested in like AEW when it was announced and all this other shit. And it's like I would have pushed him to the fucking moon and like built everything around him.
Yeah. Well,
they
like
didn't, and now he doesn't feel the same.
Yeah. Well, and like there's wrestlers like Bret Hart who are always putting themselves over. It seems like Kenny Omega might be too humble for his own good.
He is still the AAA champ. Apparently, he beat Sammy Guevara to retain the championship on Dynamite like last month.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, on my birthday, March 25th episode of AW Dynamite. So,
all right.
I don't remember that.
I didn't understand. So Orange Cassidy had his debut match on Dynamite versus Jimmy Havoc. How was that?
I honestly don't remember.
It was good. It was fine. Like, I'm not stoked on what they're doing with Havoc right now as a fan of his because he's friends with Kip Sabian, and I just don't care.
Oh, okay.
And
is that what they're doing? That sucks. I don't.
The real life part of it is like kind of funny because they are legitimately living together in quarantine right now, and they've like alluded to that on Dynamite, but it's like it's not funny enough on TV.
Yeah, is Kip Sabian the one dating Penelope Ford?
Yes.
Okay.
Engaged.
I get him and Sammy Guevara mixed up all the time, and I think there's an extra one who's not actually a part of them. I just think there's 3 when there's only 2.
I never know.
Yeah. Also, another good jobber name, the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, that's his full name, makes short work of his opponent, Justin Law.
So Justin Law, like got his like chest turned to hamburger during this match, but during his match last week on Dynamite, his chest was already hamburger. So they like aired them out of sequence.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So
all these wrestlers, by the way, are from QT Marshall's wrestling school.
Oh, okay.
This is all just a big ad for his wrestling school.
That all makes so much sense.
So, is there more sense made to why Brody Lee is still wrestling? Like, no? Okay.
He's there and they need people to wrestle?
Because I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I'm just going to read this. You don't have to comment. The Bubbly Bunch Flim Flam Challenge.
It sucks. It was so bad. It was so cringy. Jericho's the only good part of any of these Bubbly Bunch shit that they're doing. Because Flim Flam is a knockoff, like, is them making fun of TikTok.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The only good part was where Jericho, I forgot what he even gave away. He gave away something to the winner of some challenge to his friends, and he tried to throw it to them through his phone.
Okay.
That was the only entertaining part of this whole bit. I hated it. I hated it so much.
I will say, though, that Jericho on commentary has been a breath of fresh air.
That's great. Jericho's been doing great.
He's not a commentator, and he doesn't pretend to play one. Where other people go in there and try to play commentator. Like Samoa Joe is just like Samoa Joe does the same thing. He's just good at it. Jericho goes in there and he's just Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho said like he asked Schiavone what Tope Suicida means, and Schiavone said he didn't know. He's like, well, it looks like he's trying to kill himself with that Lope or whatever. Like after asking what Tope Suicida meant.
That's funny.
This is the last thing. Is it the end of the road for Dustin Rhodes? Did Kip Sabian beat him?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he's going to get destroyed by Lance Archer next week, and Cody will probably be ringside.
And this is why I think that Darby's dumb.
That what? Darby's dumb?
No, Darby's losing, and that is dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Now they have to set up the revenge angle with Dustin, and Cody has to avenge his brother.
So I'm thinking Lance Archer is going to take the title, but I mean, if
Cody can't win the world title, so might as well make him the first TNT one.
Oh no.
True, but I hope to God that he just puts Lance Archer over, because like, they're doing a good job of building Archer. They're like making him look terrifying. They need if they have him lose to Cody.
If Cody wins again, like, no more Cody.
I like Cody, but no more Cody on this.
I don't want to hear a stupid song anymore.
Okay, that song rocks.
You said loves Downstate.
Let's not get crazy.
SmackDown Live. Maybe it's because I always skip their segments, but the Forgotten Sons were a little memorable.
Really? Because I forgot they were on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Same here.
I always skip their segments on I watched this. Yeah, I did watch this because I really wanted to see the end of it.
Break it down for us. Break it down.
I don't remember. I remember
it's so memorable that you remember it happened, but that's it. Which is improvement for them.
Yeah. All the tag teams came out, and then they came out to like fight them. That's what happened.
Okay.
You know, normal Forgotten Son stuff. But they were like, oh. He had a line where he looked at the Miz and he said, "You're just a poser playing a Marine in a movie. I'm a real Marine." That was funny.
There it is. Okay.
Only 2 out of 3 of them are veterans, that makes that even more hilarious.
Just they have that wrestler look, but they're just so bad.
They look like 90s, right? Like they would have fit in so well in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, it's like fucking like Sergeant Slaughter's fucking stable.
Jackson Riker, like, he could be cool, but he's just not. He's just not.
That's like, as simple as that sounds, that's like the truest thing.
Drew Gulak versus King Corbin.
I'm glad they're getting a push with, like, they're like at least like making it so like Gulak isn't just a jobber, but now he's like actually putting up fights against people, beating certain people, and like they actually like gave him like an unclean shit finish. And so, whereas before he would have just lost no problem. Like,
Yeah.
there was a bunch of fuckery with the artist collective, and so like he's like moving up the card pretty fucking like good. I'm fucking stoked for
Got that D-Bry stamp of approval.
He did. Yeah, I was sick.
Yeah. We
Good
had
for
a
him.
weird vignette of so Corbin's in Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. I go upstairs to get to building top and hey, I'll get the case.
I'm gonna be in Money in the Bank too. Hopefully my knee doesn't buckle on the stairs.
I
Maybe
miss Rey
maybe
Mysterio.
Dominic can come help me, or maybe my friend Kane. Oh, damn it. He just got fired. I'll send him my knee surgeon.
We had a weird video package, the redemption of Jeff Hardy.
Oh no, these are great.
Yeah, it was interesting because I know him as a crazy guy.
I like the humanization of people on things like this.
Yeah,
because it just makes you really want to cheer for him more.
yeah.
And also, like,
This better be his last ride.
It probably won't be.
He has court fees to pay.
I was gonna say he has more court cases to beat. So yeah, Zach and I are on the same page with him.
Lucha House Party versus Miz and Morrison. I think I skipped this
Lucha
match.
House Party won.
That rocks.
Also, the Miz tried to do a kip up and like almost fell on his ass. But the reason he did it was because Morrison like legit told him like backstage that he didn't think he could do one, so he was trying to prove him wrong. So I love that. Like, it just shows like they're just trying to have fucking fun.
Yeah, and Miz has had like really good sense of humor about it on social media since then. Like he keeps saying like, "Look, I did it," because he landed like kind of on his feet. You know, he didn't get all the way up, but like he got to his feet at least. So he keeps being like, "Look, I did it."
If Chris Hero can do it, and like in the state that he's in, Miz should be able to do that.
I don't know though, because Chris Hero, like, yeah, he's a big old dude.
It doesn't matter what size you are. It's like a specific type of athleticism you need to have,
and specifically abs, which the Miz only has the Miz is really, really built for a normal person. Like he's huge for a normal person if you think about that. But all of them are it's all show muscles.
It doesn't have those functional ones.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Like the Miz is like 6'2" or 6'3" and weighs like 240 pounds. Like that's buck wild if you think about that. He just looks like a normal dude in WWE.
Yeah,
that is wild.
Lacey Evans beat Sasha Banks, right?
Yes.
It built story, so I'm not entirely mad about it.
Yeah,
but I still hate her.
Mm-hmm. I'll be back. I have to go back.
Okay. Yeah, Lacey Evans sucks. But Bailey kind of interfered in the match, which also caused Sasha to lose. So it built that up a little bit. Which was interesting.
They're like obviously building this feud, but like I think they are smartly holding it off. Like they're only injecting new stuff a little bit to not rush it because they want to make sure this one's in front of a crowd. I think
this one needs to be in front of a crowd. I think it's
so,
like
SummerSlam is like I think where they're like pointed towards, but like being cautious about it.
Yeah. There was a video package of Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. He gave me a mask, and I was in his family. That was the extent of it, pretty much. There's not a lot of history there.
I mean, there's a lot of history, but it's really simple.
Yeah.
And Braun just shouldn't talk very much. So
We had Bliss and Cross versus Carmella and Brooke. Dana Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
It was what I would expect. Yeah.
It's fine. Dana Brooke keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. Dana Brooke was focused on something else. So, or was it Carmella that was focused on something else? Carmella was focused on the match to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
And Dana Brooke was mad about that. But yeah, it seems like Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, like watching them exit and enter together, it just seems wild. Like they're so opposite of each other.
But they made it work, like character-wise, at least, and stuff,
yeah.
you know. And let's say even in ring, like we've talked about before, like Alexa Bliss, you know, is not great or anything, but she's doing a good job in this like tag team role.
Yeah,
and I think like only coming in doing the spot she's like worked really hard on, obviously, you know. And I think, you know, the character stuff like is working. So
yeah,
I'm enjoying that. Like there are multiple like women's storylines going on right now.
Yeah,
like that aren't just like, oh, qualify for Money in the Bank. You know, there are like actual full-fledged storylines going on.
Well, yeah, like there's Sasha Bailey, but also Tamina thrown in there. Bliss and Cross, Carmella and Brooke have their own little thing. Mandy and Sonya, which is the biggest one, which so every time I heard Mandy Rose's name, I saw Liv Morgan, and now it's the opposite. I saw that there was like Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott, and I was like, wait, which one is that? Yeah. So now I confuse them differently because Mandy Rose is the one I like now. Now
to go with, I can still hear everything because I put headphones on. I just put it on mute.
Nice.
So it's dope that they have like so many different storylines. They like what you guys were talking about for the women on SmackDown. It's like you have, like you said, it's like the Bailey Sasha one, but then it's also like Bailey and Lacey, Sasha and Lacey, Tamina and Bailey, and then you have Dana Brooke and Carmella, who last week it was Carmella mad at Dana Brooke, and now this week it was Dana Brooke mad at Carmella. And then they're barred, like, so that's cool. Then you have Sonya and Mandy, so like they're just doing a lot.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's letting people who don't really get a chance to shine time to shine.
Yeah.
I also like that there's like some continuity to it as well. It's like for Dana Brooks, like, hey, you were mad at me last week. Like, why are you like all stoked now? So
yeah, it's almost like Attitude Era-esque, like top of the card in the men's division during the Attitude Era, where there was like Mankind, Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, like all of these storylines were like kind of intersecting, even if they weren't at the top of the card at any given moment. Suddenly they might somehow find their way to the top of the card with like that felt pretty natural.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what the women's division on SmackDown feels like right now.
Now let's talk about the 25th anniversary of the game, Triple H.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was hilarious in a wrestling way.
Yes. I was going to say, I'm like a smart-ass fan and like know all the inside stuff, and I think stuff like that's really funny. This played to me. This played to people who know and people who've like watched Triple H's whole career remember the bullshit. And so
Shawn Michaels was great at like just making fun of him because it's like that's probably what they do. I didn't like the Stephanie stuff. I didn't like Shawn Michaels blaming Stephanie.
I like the when Stephanie was like, you tell like talking like shit about his eye and everything.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That lazy eye, and then like oh, Steph says hi.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm gonna say about that, because it is funny. Like I'm glad Shawn Michaels can like be down with that.
Well, if he's not, you got 2 words for.
Very true. I don't love it because I do know someone with like pretty closely with a lazy eye that like doesn't like love having it be the joke so much, you know, because it is just culturally a joke so much. And that got like, so like it's one of those things. It's like, guys, like find a new joke. But at the same time, I'm glad Shawn Michaels is like down, like to make fun of himself and stuff like that. And
especially
like
how much of a prick he used to be.
like there's so many things to make fun of Shawn Michaels for that doesn't. I don't feel like they have to go there, but
as fucking Michael Hayes said fucking about CM Punk, I think he used to apply to Shawn Michaels. He was good. He's a real moody prick.
And then Vince showed up.
Just he seemed like he was out of his fucking mind.
Like
his voice is weird now.
Yeah. Like it's like he's trying to perform, but he like doesn't know how anymore. Like
he didn't turn his voice on.
It's also his son-in-law. And so like there were just some weird moments that like when he told him he loved him, like I felt something, and I think it was because I was on muscle relaxers at the time.
I'll sum it up.
Yeah.
You and HBK in the 90s.
I was gonna say you the real HBK experience.
Yeah, I had a sciatica. I couldn't walk. But it was just weird. Like he brought up his old mistakes, like the Bailey "This Is Your Life" segment, and what was the other one? Oh, Katie Vick.
That's kind of weird seeing your son-in-law get naked and get into a casket. Get
It was so strange.
This is almost as bad as like Bailey, this is your life.
He just called him boring, and it just kind of ended. Like there wasn't any like punchline or like final blow. It just was like ended. Triple H didn't even get us like say anything.
And I think that's the joke.
Yeah, but I like him. He's the father of NXT.
It's so weird hearing and myself included, the change of heart of everybody towards Triple H.
Yeah.
Because Zach, when you just first got into wrestling over on the Raw brand, even though you were a SmackDown watcher, Triple H is just fucking running roughshod over there.
Literally the Reign of Terror. Like that was. I mean, I still watched Raw, but that was why I was such a SmackDown fan. Was the Reign of Terror?
Wasn't one of the stats that he headlined like over 100 pay-per-views? He was like the main event.
I'm sure.
That's insane. That's a lot.
Yeah,
in 25 years, that's a lot.
Well, he was the one that stayed around.
Yeah. Okay.
Austin, that makes Rock, sense. Everybody else left, and so like he was just the one on Raw because they also split pay-per-views too.
Okay. I remember they split pay-per-views when we first started this.
Yeah, then they didn't.
So yeah.
They didn't want to keep adding Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger to pay-per-views. Like, we gotta stop this.
It was a good match though.
But yeah, no, I get it. Like, I know all the bad stuff about Triple H from like him being the biggest politicker and him being like, Triple H. And like, it's just weird seeing it now where it's like he's the godfather of the thing I love most in wrestling.
The Godfather. Charles, right? He's in Brawl for All.
All right. Should we move on to Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
I don't have a nice recap one for this, so I just kind of have to figure it out. It looks like it started with MVP in the ring, welcoming people to the VIP lounge.
Yeah.
And the guests were Rey Mysterio, Apollo Crews, and Aleister Black. One of those things is not like the other.
Which one?
This Aleister Black being in a like interview segment.
Oh, I mean, he talks all the time.
Hello. I don't have it today. Apparently, I'll try to find it.
He talks in his room to himself.
I like to be in my room.
Okay, that makes sense. No, like it was cool though. MVP's super charismatic and like it helps for people, especially like Apollo Crews. Especially like when he gave him, he's like, "And my pick to win the Money in the Bank, Apollo Crews." And it also kind of plays off. It's like, oh, this guy beat me, so he has to win, which like plays into the MVP cocky character. So like
Yeah.
he knows who MVP is, which is something I think a lot of people need to really realize. You have to like know who your character is.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody who fucking knew their character like so well was Kane,
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker. Those guys knew exactly like what that character was and would do and how they would react, backstory, everything. That's what you got to give yourself. An MVP to me, like he knows that. Like, he knows Montel Vontavious Porter so
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like dude gets the psychology stuff really well. Like he was never, I like that wasn't from an era I watched much of, and when I've gone back, it's not never lands with me. But like,
He was fine in the ring.
yeah, and like
awful.
pretty good at the ring. But like you listen to him talk on interviews and stuff, like he's a fascinating dude. He's brilliant. Like, and you should like everyone should go watch his TED talk for sure. Like,
Oh yeah,
about, like being in prison and stuff, and like
robbing a casino boat.
mm-hmm. And he like how much he works to like better his community and stuff. Like, dude's a brilliant dude. So he gets it.
And like him staying on board and like they're like working both on and off camera, he's a huge asset to, especially the guys that are like, in this segment aside from Ray, like guys like Apollo Crews, guys like Aleister Black, people who can go in the ring all day, but they need that extra help. They need
Yeah.
that next step up.
There's not much room here, dude. What you trying to do? This is Louis again. All right. So we had Aleister Black, Apollo Crews, and Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien Almas, Angel Garza, and Austin Theory.
I haven't heard Cien Almas in a long time.
Oh, sorry. It's cage side seats, so that's why.
Yeah, they still call people by what they want to call them.
Yeah.
His name's Andrade.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not 100 Almas.
Was that?
Cien means 100.
That's a dumb name. I don't like it anymore. It sounds a lot cooler when it's CN.
Yeah, because Ty Dillinger was the perfect 10, but you know what? He's 100.
That was technically, I guess, the first NXT match I ever watched was his takeover debut
Against Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, takeover the end, right?
Was that the end? I think
no,
so.
It was the one before. Whichever one had Joe and Finn in a cage.
Okay.
That was the end.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I like that Aleister Black is against his wife.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, like that whole group, like Andrade, Angel Garza, and Austin Theory,
It's
and
great.
Zelina, they've been fucking the glue that's holding Raw together, along with a couple other people.
Yeah, and Asuka. Asuka's holding together all the shows that she's on. And then that group.
That's just a good job of them like picking up like fucking 10 segments of fucking Monday. So a good match though. Like all 6 of those guys great, and Austin Theory can only fucking benefit from working against guys like that.
100%. Like some of these people
100%.
Some of these people have been around, like Ray and Apollo and Aleister too. They've been around for a while.
Ray's been wrestling longer than I think Theory's been alive.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Theory's what, like 21, 22?
Yeah, he's in his early 20s. And honestly, like sometimes trying to like overbook and overthink like a new talent is like it has detrimental effects. Just fucking throwing him in there.
Yep.
Just fucking seeing what happens. Sometimes you just need to do that, and to me, it's working with him.
I think
like
this
such
is working.
A douchebag.
Yeah, this is working better than anything that he would have done in NXT.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's great.
Looks like Baszler attacked Asuka and
Asuka.
I miss them. I hope they're doing
You
well.
don't. Yeah, the Nia Jackson, and like they're playing off the whole like she's dangerous again thing. I'm so fucking over her already.
What? You know what I would love to see? It won't happen. Fuck. I'm not gonna speak it into reality. Never mind. Well, I'll speak what
stuff.
I want to happen. I want Shayna Baszler to choke her out. Not like really, but like, you know.
Yeah. You want
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler, the character, to choke out Nia Jax, the character.
Yeah.
That's how Bailey beat Nia in NXT. Actually,
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
was with like a sleeper hold. So
Sick.
Yeah. And then also
that's actually
Asuka,
it sucks that Nia Jax match is actually pretty good. It's like one of Nia's first matches.
and also Asuka beat her as well. So when they're like,
Mhm.
Asuka can't stop me, it's like Asuka has beaten
Yeah,
you.
she topped out Nia Jax. Okay, so I guess that's just the thing that happens. Nia taps out a lot.
And then also her fucking like interview with Charlie was so stupid.
It sucks because like we've talked about before, I want to root for Nia so much, and like
I do too.
She makes it so hard to do.
she was there. Like I legitimately think she was there. Like when she beat Alexa for the title at WrestleMania, and like yeah, that feud had some cringy shit in it, but like her part of it, she did perfectly. And I thought even that match was pretty good. Like considering her and then Alexa's ability, especially at the time, I think they like went way overperformed.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what the fuck is going on with Nia anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't want her to hurt people. Especially Kyrie.
Yeah. Like I fully back her, like when this shit happens and people go at her online, I fully back her like leaning into it, you know?
I'm the opposite on that one.
I'm fine with it because of like how much shit she gets for all their stuff too. But it's the fact that how much this keeps happening like makes it not okay anymore.
Yeah, like once or twice. If you accidentally break someone's neck once, it's a mistake. If you break a bunch of people's necks, it's not a mistake.
There's a list
pattern that you're unsafe.
Before like this Kyrie thing happened, it's like list of 10 people that Nia Jax injured since she's like been called up. And it's like there's 10 different people.
Yeah. Like Seth Rollins ended Sting's career, but that's just one person.
And it's just one of those things. It's just like, yeah, accidents happen.
Yeah.
And like don't like not bringing them up, but like every time she just brings them up. And it's just like the way she like has carried herself like with her online presence, and it may be part character, it may not.
I think it's mostly character because like she's a heel right now, right?
But even before, she always seemed very like entitled because she was related to The Rock. And I mean, at one point, like there was a lot of backstage rumblings that she was complaining very loudly backstage that she like should be getting a lot more, where she's been handed every fucking opportunity to succeed.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't help that I've watched Total Divas, and like her character on there is exactly what she is online, and like is kind of a bully.
Yeah.
And it's just not a good look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why her and Alexa are friends.
God, I wish we'd gotten that Moxley match though.
I would have done it too.
I did like his attitude about it. He's like, he was like down. He's like, yeah, they just decided not to go with it for whatever, you know.
I was gonna do it. It's fine.
I was gonna do it. I don't give a shit selling for her. Like, yeah, whatever.
I love him. He's so good. Apparently he got Renee Young in trouble because he snuck into a video while she was recording for backstage.
Mm-hmm. With their dog, yeah. He like
this is legitimately what happens though, like when a CZW wrestler like gets like millions of dollars and becomes famous. Like, everything just makes sense.
And then isn't allowed to leave the house.
Yeah. It's just like
I'm out in Marlboro's and I can't go ride my bike anywhere, so just here's my dog, Renee.
I'm just reading this because I like the name. We had Bobby Lashley versus Denzel DeJournette.
Yeah, he's a performance center guy.
I love these names.
I will say I liked this Bobby Lashley match more than I've liked a lot of his stuff because it was just a straight up squash.
Mm.
I don't mind squash matches, and for somebody that's like as imposing and physically fucking gifted as Bobby Lashley because the dude can move. The dude like in TNA actually had a really cool run.
God, his TNA run was cool.
And so like we're like now it's like going back to he's strong and he just went and fucking steamrolled over somebody. Cool. Best thing I've seen with him in like a year.
Mm. And he won easily because Lana wasn't there.
Yeah. I'm too distracted by you.
Liv Morgan beats Ruby Riott
Again.
Ooh.
So
sorry.
I don't know where this is going.
Nowhere. Like
yeah, right.
Because they don't know what to do with Ruby ever. They like literally ever. Like she's such a good wrestler and they just like, man, when they made her a heel, it was so dumb. It was like they watched like the cheesiest, like, oh, this is what like cool punks do, right? They throw condiments from craft services on people. They spray ketchup. Like that's literally something Riot Squad did like once. They went through backstage and like
the initial thing of like the Riot Squad was fine. It's just like
is that it got called it is the same time as Absolution and then they just made them hokey as shit.
Yeah.
Was Sarah Logan in the Riot Squad?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That one doesn't make sense.
Liv doesn't make sense.
Now that I'm thinking back on it, no, okay.
Liv almost kind of made sense
Liv
because she has the kind of Harley Quinn thing going on.
Liv is the girl who's friends with.
She's the girl that the bad guys want.
She's the girl who's like grew up with this punk girl, and they split separate ways. But like she like convinced her to go to shows with her. That's who Liv is.
And Sarah Logan was just the one that was going to Amon Amarth shows, but then would end up at the punk shows.
Yeah. She'd leave the Knitting Factory and then go to the venue afterwards.
Well, I mean, Ray Rowe has a fucking straight edge tattoo, so she'd probably be there with the hardcore shows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were
They don't meet at Warped Tour.
So yeah, they make complete sense.
No, they're a Warped Tour friend group.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm. They all started listening to Green Day together, like, and then like split off from there. You know, like they all listened to like edgy music when they were like 11 or 12, but then she very drastically split off into different types of edgy music from there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like
I said, they're a Warped Tour package.
Oh yeah,
and apparently like. I don't know. I don't know if this is actually happening, but like I saw some like rumblings online that like Sarah Logan might not actually be like they might actually be keeping her because someone spoke up for her. So
rumor and innuendo state. Actually, apparently a lot of people very loudly and apparently a lot of people in very high places went and complained.
Wow.
Spoke up for her. And so there is talk about bringing her back. She was actually there last week.
Yeah, they mentioned her a million times and didn't edit it out. So that's
and they
part
still
of it
have
too.
been mentioning her too this week. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out.
I mean, and her husband's there, so like.
And also, so let's just go right into this.
Yeah.
They just kind of fucking forgot everything that happened with Carpool Karaoke with the Viking Raiders, right? Because they were just back to being destruction.
Yeah, they were like, whoops.
Weird.
That wasn't good. Like,
you know what? At least they're just like, okay, just forget. It was just 1 week. Sorry.
Like, okay, I can understand the like idea of doing a carpool karaoke-esque thing right now, especially like obviously, like, got to make content, and that is a very easy piece of content to produce. That could work if you do it with the right people. I literally give me the entire roster, and the Viking Raiders are in the bottom 10 of people that I would choose to do that with. Like, even if my mandate was show me a new side of the Viking Raiders, that still wouldn't be the direction to go.
Ooh, the fucking Viking shit, like them, like fucking like doing like like those Viking fucking games that they have. Like, have them be doing that and show them just like
have them eating turkey legs.
Well, actually, Ivar was eating a turkey leg during that. No, but just like having like be doing like throwing around like fucking logs and shit, like that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't want to know that the character of either Viking Raider has a driver's license.
I want them to own just a boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have them give Viking funerals to people.
They fucking released the two people that should have been on Carpool Karaoke. That's Gallows and Anders.
Oh yeah.
Or fucking R-Truth, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
R-Truth and Carmella together. They're a perfect team.
Make Carpool Karaoke into a 24/7 title thing somehow. Like them going after trying to find fucking Gronk.
Just someone like pulling down the lever to recline the seat to pin someone.
That'd be funny.
I want that now.
Wrong lever, Gronk.
I will say, like I said, like Gallows and Anderson have been hilarious. Like they have a driver, so they're both just like drunk in the back, just singing.
I think the New Day would be fun. But
New Day be
anything fun is good with them.
Yeah, there's the fun group.
I would love
James Corden's gonna end up being 24/7 champ somehow through all this.
And then R-Truth gets it back when he pulls the fucking lever. Who's to book this?
I would also love to see Undisputed Era do something like that.
They would be the family on Step Brothers at singing Guns N' Roses.
Hell yeah, they would.
God, or go back in the day. I mean, one of them just got released, but when Tito Sabatelli and Riddick Moss had their car, and Riddick Moss referred to everything as like their suits and their car and stuff. That was all Tino's.
What a lucky guy that he got called up to be a 24/7 geek, because he would have been released.
Oh, absolutely. Remember the fucking Riddick system or whatever?
Oh, yeah. The
like
Riddick regimen?
Riddick regimen that they did for literally one match in NXT.
Wait, so one of them's gone, or are they both gone at this point?
Riddick Moss is still there. Tino Sabatelli is not.
Okay.
He was like 60 years old and injured all the time and never hit, though.
Yeah.
Running out of people from Tough or not Tough Enough from Breaking Ground.
You really are.
Now I know why everyone was talking about Jinder. Jinder came back last night.
Good for him.
He's still not good in the ring.
No, he's not, but...
Is he still weirdly jacked? Does he still have that weird back knee?
Not as jacked, a lot more lean, but also I forgot what he was injured with. Was it
ACL, I believe. I know it's a leg thing.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's not going to be good matches or anything, but like, you have to have him feud with Drew. Like, it's just there. Like,
it is an easy storyline.
It is, and like, I mean, he is a former WWE champion, and they're part of the same stable. Like,
that's why they never should have let Heath go, because Heath could have been like a lackey for Jinder Mahal, and it's like, hey, you fucking left us behind. You left me behind, and like turns on him. That'd have been really cool.
Maybe
God, you could have made a fucking character off of that. God damn.
They'll swerve. Maybe they'll swerve us and bring him back. Like, okay, so Money in the Bank, have Heath surprise come back and win it, and then somehow
there's an open spot now.
Repeat the fucking thing that happened with the Shield, where all three members have it within the span of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Have Jinder beat Drew for it, and then have Heath cash in on Jinder.
I mean, that'd work. That would fucking work. That'd be cool.
With
also, I drink coffee. I'll be back again.
We got Andrade versus Apollo Crews. Good for him.
Yeah, but he got hurt. Or I don't know if it's kayfabe or...
Oh, yeah, he hurt his knee, so he's not going to be in the thing.
Which sucks. Like, if it's real, that sucks the timing. If it's kayfabe, that sucks that they're not, like, letting him run with being in that match, because he's so good.
Yeah. We had Cedric and Ricochet versus Everrise. Didn't they do this last week? Or do I just know the name Everrise at this point?
Everrise jobbed for someone. I don't know if it was Cedric Ricochet or not, but
okay. There was the contract signing between Drew and Seth.
Man.
I didn't watch it, so this is pointless without Issei.
I don't remember it, so I'm sure I did, but
Well, I'll just read some stuff from Cage Side Seats. Drew tells Lawler that this is gonna go the way these things always do and suggests the King leave the ring, which he does. God, why is Jerry the King Lawler there?
He's not anymore.
I thought. Wait,
Joe is replacing him, apparently,
Good.
from what I've read. So
Good. All right, Isai, recap us on this final segment.
I think before that, the Apollo Andrade, I think this will work because I don't think they want him to win Money in the Bank, but I think he's going to beat Andrade for the title.
That'd be sick.
He deserves it. I mean, I love Andrade holding a title, but Apollo's been there for fucking ever, right?
Yeah, and he got like they fucked him with the way they called him up too soon, and like
very like 3-4 weeks. Like remember when he was like the human highlight reel and like everybody get ready, like, and he was just doing a bunch of cool high spots.
Remember
and,
the pose off with Bobby Lashley? That was sick too. Like all his charisma that he got to show in that, like he's so good.
I think he's gonna end up beating Andrade, and I think he's gonna side with MVP, who Everrise. I think they fought. Who did they fight? They fought. They were a jobber team. Was it against Viking Raiders?
Or Forgotten Sons, maybe one of those two.
No, Lucha House Party lost to them. It was fucking Street Profits.
Okay.
Everrise is just a good job team. They were known as 3.0 in the Indies, and then MVP came on the screen, and it was like Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne are my new tag team. Like I'm managing them now to fight Ricochet and Cedric, so it's cool.
Where this all really needs to lead is, the new like Los Ingobernables stable that Andrade's leading, and then need to have surprise debut of fucking Moose to be Cedric Ricochet, Moose, and Apollo Crews because they're all best friends.
That's true, they are.
Just to have them be a stable.
That'd be great until like the people confuse like Moose and Apollo. That happens to this day. Still.
Moose is twice as tall.
It's true. And not as jacked.
Not as jacked, but twice as tall. He's a stretched out Apollo.
Yeah. Then they do the fucking whole contract signing. It was fine. Like I think Drew's really, really good. He's been excelling at this too.
Good.
And he said that like he said shit before Chuck Taylor's been able to. So he said shit.
I still love that. That's going on. They fucking censored Chuck Taylor last week.
Is that why Kevin Owens tweeted like he said what?
Maybe.
Okay.
But then
who knows Kevin?
So it's gonna be cool. Like with that, I think that match is gonna be really good. Buddy Murphy like kind of like showed back up and realigned himself with Seth.
And that's your guy, buddy.
Cool. And then he fucking ate a Claymore right to the bush. And like the camera angle they had was so cool. Like that's one thing that they've been able to do is like they don't have like the exact same camera that they've had for fucking 20 years.
Well, and they don't have to show the crowd all the time.
Yeah, and like they can edit shit together and like have cool angles and like it looked like Drew fucking like knocked out all of Buddy's teeth. It looked brutal.
You know what angles they can't have anymore though is Kurt. Because he got fired.
Or Eric. Or Karen.
Any of them. Karen maybe. Like
Jared still has a job.
No, Jared still has a job. They could get Karen in there.
It is interesting to think about like the different like the editing team gets to have a little more fun than they used to.
Yeah.
Like
kinda, but they're also probably under the most stress of all time.
Yeah, that's true.
And then also Jerry Lawler just was out for that segment, but Samoa Joe took his place. I think they got some pretty good backlash with the comments he made.
The ramen noodle moonsault that whatever he called it, like,
and his fucking like. Did you hear his excuse?
Yeah, which is like it's like 1% true and 99% bullshit. Like,
what was his excuse?
I'm basically saying that like. He doesn't have the chemistry with the people that he was commentating with, like he does with like Cole or like in the past with JBL, like where he says some dumb shit in character and they shoot him down. Which is true of King's character, but at the same time, that is still a shitty thing to say. And
Yeah,
two,
you can say
like,
other stupid stuff.
yeah, and then two, like, he still never apologized, like,
Yeah.
at all. Like, he just said, like, he basically put the onus for his racist bullshit on Byron and Tom Phillips.
Yep. He's like, oh, they should have called me out.
I thought Byron left for a minute. Is he just
did for a
back?
bit.
Okay.
Byron,
Byron.
and Tom were both gone.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tom
weird.
was just doing NXT UK for a
Weird.
while,
And
I like
miss
them
Vic
both.
Joseph.
is Cole not doing anything?
Cole's on SmackDown.
Okay. And
That's
then
the A show.
who was doing? And then it's Tom and Byron mostly on NXT, right?
No,
Right now-
tomorrow and
Right now it is, yes.
oh yeah, it's revolving door.
Yeah. It's just
everywhere.
interesting that like when I actually like take the time to actually think about who's speaking, whose voices I'm hearing. But yeah, I hope Joe just replaces Lawler forever. Fuck him.
I think he will.
I think he should win a match to become the new king. That's how Macho Man became king by winning a match. It was the King of the Ring tournament. So
Did he beat Haku or did he beat Harley Race?
he beat Haku, who beat Harley Race.
There it is. That's some good stuff there.
Yeah. Anything else from
Macho
wrestling
King.
we wanna discuss?
Aside from the the questions that we have.
Yeah.
I just want to know your guys' thoughts on who do you think the MVPs are right now of this era for WWE? We'll just go main roster because
Asuka's
Well,
the first one that comes in my mind, but
From what I've seen, Sasha Bailey, Asuka, I think Buddy Murphy is having a really good showing. I mean, but this was all before the quarantine stuff. I mean, it was like, that was him with Roman, right?
that was a while ago.
Yeah. But like, he's still prominent, which I think is saying something good for him.
that he's still kind of showing up.
Yeah.
I would say the women's division in general is like
Yeah.
really, really embracing this opportunity.
Yeah, Kabuki Warriors come to mind. Drew Mac. I almost called him Drew Galloway. Drew McIntyre's doing a really good job of kind of being the leader. And then like the Andrade, Zelina, Austin Theory. Angel
That's
Garza group.
incredible.
Yeah, Los Ingobernables Day Quarantine.
Yeah, they are, like I said, like 10, 12 segments of Raw.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a fantastic job. Then like Artist Collective versus Brian and Gulak, like those five are doing so good too.
Mm-hmm. Also, Otis was the main storyline people were talking about, at least on SmackDown for a while.
Yeah.
Otis and Mandy, and so like Sonya, like that whole story.
Now Sonya, being thrown in there. Yeah.
And then I think MVP coming back is like also kind of adding another little flair, because it's gonna help give guys like Apollo the rub, who's like his last few weeks been stepping up. I mean, this was like some of the best usage of Apollo, like even with this injury angle, it seemed like, I don't know if it's real or fake either.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's becoming compelling. Ratings are down. They're gonna be down. They don't have top big stars yet, but this is what happens if you keep building with these guys and these girls, and you keep just going and going. When stuff starts getting normal again, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, these are the guys that were killing it, and these are the guys who were on my TV. I want to root for them."
Yeah.
I'll say, I think hands down, least valuable, just has not stepped up like he should, is fucking Braun.
Oh,
I keep forgetting he's Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Same here.
Wait, he's the Brock champion.
Or
Yes.
yeah.
Well, no, because Universal, remember that went to SmackDown because remember the blue belt.
Mm-hmm. It was Bray. Bray beat Seth. So Seth beat Brock for it. Bray beat Seth. Goldberg beat
beat. Yep.
Bray, and then Braun beat Goldberg.
Correct.
Okay. So that's not the Brock
he is totally just like, who gives a shit now?
Yeah.
Which sucks, like, because like I want good things for him, as a character. Like, it's not his fault that they waited 2 years, like after when they should have.
They waited to do it until Roman couldn't be there.
Yeah.
And then waited another year and a half after that for the next time he couldn't be there. Because if they had when Roman relinquished the title when he left for his leukemia, it was Braun versus Brock in Saudi Arabia for that belt. If Braun had beat Brock then, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
He would have been reheated immediately. But
well, and that's when they turned him like because he was like a heel randomly.
And then he turned face and said, "I'm doing this for Roman," and then lost.
Yeah, you should have just won. They could have ran with it and see what happens.
And also, who did he beat? Who did Braun beat? He beat Goldberg.
Oh, the worst match imaginable.
I was thinking still he beat Sammy. So
no, Sammy beat him.
Yeah.
Beat him.
So like him beating Goldberg is not a big deal. Like Goldberg's old.
It's a big deal in wrestling because like Goldberg's Goldberg. Like since he came back after his like initial WWE run, they've treated him really well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just I don't know. Yeah, but Braun
with the slammy.
They're in love.
Wait, am I doing this right? This is according to my computer.
All right, let's answer some questions from Dr. Blurb. Also, yes, Bryson, I am having a good day. Thank you. Have you ever got in a fist fight?
Have any of y'all gotten in a fist fight?
I've never gotten in like a fist fight. I did punch a dude at a bar like right after I turned 21. I was seeing my friend invited me to go see Foster the People at the Reef before they were big.
Oh,
like they're playing the Reef.
Shows at the Reef are weird, and I hate them.
And this guy and his girlfriend were just like grinding up on each other and kept like, "That's fine, do you?" But they kept like getting closer and closer to me and taking all of my space. Mm-hmm. So I literally just like put my just extended my hands to like get a little bit space back.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy like turned to me and was just like, and then shoved me, and I just instinctually like punched him back. And my friend who I was there with is like 6'6" and like big dude, works for bodybuilding.com and obviously works out, and immediately literally grabbed that dude by the shoulders and carried him to the stairs of the Reef and just like deposited him for me, and security let us stay and kicked him and his girlfriend out. So
hell yeah.
That's
I was in karate for 10 years, so I was in fist fights 3 times a week.
we're
in
not
karate.
talking about that.
I actually have not. One time
Which is surprising with how much shit you used to talk.
Oh yeah, I was really good at avoiding things. I should have had the shit. I almost got the shit kicked out of me by a bunch of metalcore bands from Boston once. So that was
bad move.
That's when I learned my lesson.
When unbroken wage is not on your side.
Yeah.
I mean, and also like you don't want to get in a fight because like what if things go too far and you end up in a Con Air situation because your body's a weapon from all those years of karate.
It's true. That's true. I did punch my church bully once, whose kid now goes to my mom's daycare, which is weird. But did
you punch them too?
Yeah, I punch his children. No, he put me in a headlock once, and I was like, Daniel, if you don't let go of me, I'm gonna punch you in the face. And I said it just like that, and he didn't. So I punched him in the face, and then he went and tattled on me. And my youth pastor took me.
You're like, damn, Daniel.
This was way before that. My
You
youth
started
pastor took me into a room, and he was like, did you really? Well, I mean, it was your old boss, so.
Oh shit!
Is that Joe?
Yeah, he was like, did
He
you?
also was like my kind of old boss too.
Oh yeah, teleperformance. He was like,
Yeah.
did you really punch Daniel in the face? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, good, he fucking had it coming. Except he didn't say fucking, clearly. Actually, he probably
Like, now
would
let me
now.
talk to you about how cool Steve Jobs is.
No, what he said was like, okay, now pretend that we had like some heated conversation and that you're in trouble. It was sick.
Okay.
Nice.
All
Probably
right.
the coolest thing
watched-
I've ever heard of Joe Oliver saying.
Yeah, I've watched you get into some fights, you say.
I didn't throw fisticuffs that one you saw.
That's true. That's very true.
I did choke somebody and pull them up a wall.
How scary.
Really, just Roddy Pipered him.
Yeah, I just grabbed them, pushed them up a wall, and they just start saying, "You say you're hurting me." Don't talk shit about my friends, especially to them.
Yeah, that was a weird day.
It was. Okay, so first one I've gotten into was I was like,
How many
5 or
of these
6.
oh wow.
My cousin, who's like I think out of prison now, he used to like be like a little asshole, and like I never would do anything. I was told not to like punch or anything. Then my dad was fine, like, hey, if he comes at you, like just hit him. And so he did. And so I apparently just like he was like picking on me, and so I just like lit him up. And then my grandma and my uncle and aunt stopped talking to us for a long time. And so then from there, like I didn't
You
really get
were
into fights.
5? Jesus.
Yeah, well, my dad was a pro boxer.
Yeah.
And so then I was in boxing for a long time. And so like people like in Caldwell kind of knew like, hey, this guy like did that. So I never got into fights in school. That and I was like generally kind of liked, so I don't know, didn't go look for fights. One of my first like fights after I was like older was at fucking it was called the Big Easy, and I was just trying to watch Poison the Well, and this drunk guy just kept like fucking throwing beer like up in the air, and I just like walked over, like, dude, stop, like just fucking stop, like you're just throwing beer all over me. I didn't drink that either.
Yeah.
And then he was like,
It's even now, I drink alcohol. I don't want beer on my clothes.
Just catch it in your mouth, and then it's not in your clothes.
I was just trying to watch Poison the Well, and like he was just being an asshole. And Shadows Fall was playing. You could tell that.
Rip my headphones out.
And so, like he was like, "What are you gonna do?" And like kind of tossed it like in my face. And so I just punched him, and then he fell, and then like got dragged off by his friends. The next one was at another show.
So none of these involve Novo?
This one does.
Okay, good.
So Novo's fucking moshing, and some guy that comes over like and just starts like choking him. Like I don't know, it was like a August Burns Red show, so you get some like weird bros that like wouldn't normally go to shows, and so he was like, "What's happening?"
Just
like,
getting down to Barbarian.
Hell yeah! Like he just like goes and grabs Novo and like puts him in like a headlock and tries to like choke him out for some reason, and then like we pull him apart, and then he says some shit to me, so I punch him, and then he falls over and gets dragged off by his friends. And then the next one was somebody was like purposefully hitting me like at a show, and I just told them to knock it off, and they're like, "What are you gonna do about it?" So then I punched them, and then they fell. And
Was it anyone we know?
No, I never saw him again.
Oh,
and
it's a rando mosher?
Yeah, I got kicked out of that show, and then like they had fucking Utilikilt like escort him to his car because he was afraid of me.
Oh fuck! I haven't thought about Utilikilt for a minute.
And so like it was just funny. Then like he came back over and he was like, "Come on, man, you can't be throwing punches." Like, dude, that guy like called me on and was like threatening to hit me. So I just hit him. And then it wasn't a fist fight, but
it's a foot fight.
Me and Miguel almost got into a fight once with Oster there.
Yeah.
Miguel was
that one.
Yeah, just talking a lot of shit, and like Oster is a bit of an instigator, but like at the same time, like then Miguel gets in my face about it.
Well,
like
Miguel was very, very, very drunk.
Yeah, and so like I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you. And he gets in my face, and then like I just push him away, and his glasses fall, and he tries to like call me on, And then I just snap and I grab him by the throat and I just like hold him up the wall. I told him if he did that to me again, I was gonna like knock his lights out. And then it was fine from there.
Yeah, it was just
There you
scary.
go.
That's a long answer.
I've been in a couple scraps, I guess.
What are the top 3 dipping sauces for chicken?
I love barbecue sauce with chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I love buffalo sauce with chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And I love when you mix the two together.
Those are both very good. I like to mix barbecue and fry sauce.
I've never done that. I don't
You
like
like
fry sauce.
that campfire sauce?
Mm.
Of course, my number 1, cane sauce.
Have you ever had finger looking good sauce from KFC?
I
I don't
haven't.
know that I have.
It's surprisingly good. And I don't like that kinds of sauces. I'm more of a hot sauce, barbecue sauce kind of guy. I tried it. I'm like, oh, this ain't bad.
Yeah. Number 1, cane sauce. Number 2, buffalo sauce. Number 3, hot barbecue
Oh yeah.
from
Buff.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm also a big fan of blue cheese.
Hell
like,
yeah,
just
blue
in
cheese.
general.
Blue cheese rips.
But I forgot also. So barbecue and fry sauce is pretty good. Barbecue and blue cheese is.
Asian zing from Buffalo Wild Wings and blue cheese is a very good combination.
I love. I really like teriyaki chicken and like teriyaki chicken wings. I'll never order them, but if like there's like a plate of them, I'll mount down.
Oh yeah. But also at McDonald's for chicken nuggets, I only like their barbecue and their sweet and sour because I've realized I eat McDonald's a lot, but it's only for nostalgic purposes. And if I
okay, so like McDonald's, it's not. It is of a certain quality, but it is always of that certain quality.
Yeah. And
like it's similar
that's what
to
I
Starbucks.
say about Chili's.
If
Chili's or Starbucks, like Starbucks, it's not great coffee, but you know exactly what it is. Like
if
Chili's, you get like a 7 every time, no more, no less.
Oh, I've gotten less before. But if I
didn't order your burger good,
it's true. If I deviate from the menu at McDonald's, I'm always disappointed. I only get like 4 things. Chicken McGriddles, though, rip.
Fuck yeah. I'm about it.
Last question. What non-cereal food mascot would you fuck?
Non-cereal food mascot.
For some reason, the first person that came to mind was the Jolly Green Giant.
That's the first one that came to my mind too.
Interesting.
But I wasn't I forgot about
I was trying to think of like mascots. I'm like, was Jolly Green Giant, but
I wasn't thinking fast food mascots.
Yeah.
I fuck the chili from Chili's. Get that spicy dick.
What about? I'm trying to think of like who are these mascots? Like I don't know.
There's Ronald. There's the bird. There's Hamburglar. I bet me and the Hamburglar would have a good time.
There's the King from Burger King.
That's scary. Scary.
That's some freaky ass shit for sure.
There's Jack from Jack in the Box.
There's KFC guy. It's Colonel Sanders.
Oh fuck, Colonel Sanders.
Which iteration? Dolph Ziggler?
Norm Macdonald.
Hell yeah.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Fuck. Remember when Enzo was trying to fuck the chicken?
Oh god.
Let's see.
I'm trying to think of other food mascots that aren't cereal related.
There's Mrs. Butterworth.
Oh,
I bet she's.
That's probably it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything.
Newman's Own.
Fuck Newman.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. Yeah, probably.
Mrs.
Which
Fields?
Newman? Which Newman? Like which weird disguise do you want him wearing? None of the racist ones.
Is it going to be popcorn Newman? Pasta sauce Newman?
I almost said race car Newman, but then I remembered how he died.
Oh, there's the Robin from Red Robin.
Is there a Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an actual Robin.
There's Chucky. Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Yeah, Charles Entertainment Cheese.
That's who
really
I'd fuck.
In high school, I dated someone who was actually the Robin, so I can't say that.
Oh, okay.
That would be weird.
Horrible person.
I'm gonna fuck Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, me and Derek can both get down on Charles.
I can't think of any other ones.
I almost said Wendy from Wendy's, but then I remember
That's
that
weird.
she's a real person.
And a child.
Well, I mean, she was an adult.
You could
Yeah.
fuck Dave Thomas. he fucks. Dave Thomas fucks. Those Polygon videos said so.
It's true. Dave Thomas fucks.
God, Brand Slam. I might have to dip back into some Brand Slam.
Yeah, I've been trying to find like funny things to like kind of watch and stuff, so I'm gonna watch that again. I guess we'll go with Mrs. Butterworth. That was always like a treat for me to get when I was eating pancakes as a kid. That or Dave Thomas, like
Yeah. Oh, there's Uncle Ben from the Rice. That's
oh,
racist.
fuck, I buy. That's the brand though.
Mrs. Butterworth's might be too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
probably.
Aunt Jemima too.
Yeah.
I just thought of another one. Let's see. I can't like. I wish there was like some like shitty like fucking like mascot for like
The whole
Light.
California Raisins gang.
That's the one.
That's my
Oh, that's a
nightmare.
fun-
That's my fucking nightmare.
They might be racist too. There's a lot. They sing James Brown and look like
no.
they do.
God, well, it's because like yeah, fuck. It's like the '80s and shit. Like
Yeah.
shit like that still existed.
No,
And
what?
Tricks
No.
Bunny. Tricks Bunny.
Tricks Bunny. That's good. No, that's
Nope.
breakfast cereal.
Not
Damn it,
cereal. Chester Cheetah. Chester Cheetah.
Oh fuck yeah. get
Cheetos
down.
dude. Yeah, I bet he fucks cool.
Yeah. I'm going with actually the Starbucks siren.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Just
That's a
lure
good
me
one.
in and murder me out on the
mean,
high seas.
I do have a weird dream of fucking a mermaid. That's why I
Drown me
watch-
with that burn coffee.
That's why I watch The Lighthouse a lot. Yeah, I'll take Chester. You take
Starby.
Starbucks.
You
say-
yeah, Buttersworth.
What? Butterworth. Those are our official answers.
What a
Matt,
weird question.
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Well, yeah, that's it. Real
Rate, review,
quick.
subscribe.
Yeah, real quick. Don't forget that Dennis Rodman is in the NWO. I've been watching
For life.
also watch The Last Dance because it's very well done, and I love Scottie Pippen. Have you been watching that, Isai?
I have not.
Oh, what? I guess you don't care about that era of basketball as much as like Kobe Lakers, so that makes sense.
No, I wanted to wait till they all came out so I could just watch them at once.
Fair enough.
It's smart because I am jonesing for more. The second episode, Scottie Pippen stuff, oof, it made me cry.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of sit like a whole Saturday and just be like, "This is what I'm doing."
It's a good idea.
If you want a better sports story, follow along me, Isai, and former recent guest Emma watching through Dorktown by SB Nation's documentary about the Seattle Mariners.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
It's
Yeah.
holy fuck.
I think I might start that because I love
Do it.
sports documentaries, and I am. The Last Dance is only once a week.
John Boyes was already like my favorite content creator. He hits a very specific like niche that is 100% me. As far as the way he looks at stats and like weird dumb shit like that people shouldn't like that no one should care about enough to go into detail that he does in these videos. But God, this series is so good already. The next episode's going to be about Ichiro. I cried at the tease about it. So,
Oh, Ichiro.
go Ichiro, as Death Cab made a song that said once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for listening. If you're watching the video, look at these things on the video. How do I point?
I don't know. I don't know where they are.
Grab it.
Rate, review, subscribe.
Yeah. And Wrestleboys 316 says, I wonder if Blur ever had song 3. Isai Saldana.
Hell yeah.